Okay, so this is part 2 of computing standard deviation for my frequency table. Alright, so last time part 1 we left off here. Okay, so let's continue. So what we are going to do is multiply this frequency Fi by respective deviation. Okay, that can be done by what's the frequency? D2 times G2. That's for the first. And copy this down. Right, and here I'm going to sum this column. Right, and G column, the sum is meaningless. I'll erase that. Okay, now here we're getting a kind of strange number. This obviously doesn't look like a 0, but if you look at this, this is supposed to be negative 3.979. E negative 13 means times 10 to the negative 13. Okay, so this is scientific notation, which is virtually a 0. Okay, and we're getting this because of there's a slight round off error, so don't be too concerned if you're getting this kind of result. Okay, continuing on, what we need is a deviation square column. So we are going to do that. So that column is mi, midpoint minus the mean quantity square. Okay, that should be done pretty easily. Go to our deviation, which is a G2 square. That's cap 2. I'm sorry, cap, right? So cap is the shift 6. So as you can see, it is getting a nasty decimal. Okay, we don't sum that column. What we need is we need a frequency Fi times this mi minus the mean square column. Okay, let me make that column a little wider. This will be our last column. Okay, so that is done by computing our frequency, which is a D2 again, multiplied by the column I. Alright, that we will copy it down. And that sum we need, I'm going to copy this across. Okay, the sum of column I don't want, so just delete that. But I want this column J summed up. Alright, now we are going to actually let's do the variance, and I briefly mentioned it in class, which is not that important number for us now. Okay, so sample variance is actually computed by, if you recall, equals that value, okay, which actually is a sum of all the deviation squared divided by, and here I'm going to use my total 200. Okay, I'm not going to type in 200, but it'll be D11 minus 1. Remember, for the sample variance or sample standard deviation, we always reduce the total number of data point by 1. Okay, and the standard deviation. So let me just type in SD is nothing more than now the square root SQRT of that number. Okay, which is fairly large, like 7.82 approximately. Okay, so that should be it. Okay, I'm just going to make a quick decimal adjustment. So here my mean, I'm going to reduce this by 1. Okay, 19.2. Variance and standard deviation should have 1 extra decimal point. Alright, so there you have it. So the standard deviation of this 200 data point is 7.82. Okay, before I wrap this up, the important thing about writing, instead of writing 199 or 200 minus 1 by using this address, is should one of these frequency change. Let's say instead of 56 we have, say, 57. Do you just imagine how that would change the whole picture drastically? That'll change our total sum of the data, to change the mean, it'll change everything. But Excel will automatically change everything for you. Okay, look how nice this is. Alright, let's go back to, I think it was 56. Okay, so that's our